Yo, what's going on out there? It's Larry coming to you again with another Blazing Sports Report. I'm outside today. It's my day off. I figured I'd relax a little bit. Out here chilling, poolside, what have you. It's a great day here in Orlando, what have you. But I'm not here to talk about my day off. I'm here to talk sports. You know, that's what I do. That's what I do best. And yesterday we had quite a few things going on yesterday. So what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be like a 2, maybe 3-part video, I don't know, but we're gonna start with the NBA right now. Big trade went down. Monta Ellis got sent to the Milwaukee Bucks for Steven Jackson, Andrew Bogut, and Golden State shipped Ellis, Kwame Brown, and Ekpe Udoh. Now, what does this does in terms of productivity for the Milwaukee Bucks going forward? Well, I'll tell you right now, they don't have to worry about the burden of whether Andrew Bogut will be healthy or not. I'm not knocking Andrew Bogut, but let's face it, the man has always been injured. He's always been hurt. It's been one injury after another, and they're always freak injuries. I don't know why, but the man is very talented. We've seen what the man can do in the past. If the man ever does rebound and become 100% healthy, he will be a great asset to the Golden State Warriors. We all know the Warriors wanted a big man in return for Monta Ellis. They got one, let alone a hurt one, but they got one nonetheless. And being him paired with Stephen Curry and David Lee, I think the Golden State Warriors, if Bogut is healthy, they're moving forward, they would be a great team. Giving up your best player though, and then you getting Steven Jackson in return, I mean, who knows how well that work out. We got Steven Jackson going back to Golden State. Remember the years that he had there. It was, Steven Jackson now has he's put himself in that role as being more of a focal point now than he was in years past. But I think that if Steven Jackson gets his head on right, I think the Golden State Warriors, they're only 3 games out of the 8th playoff spot, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I do think this was a good trade for the Golden State Warriors moving forward, especially if Bogut comes back healthy next season. This season, they're saying it's a chance he can come back. You know, maybe he can come in and produce something for these guys. But the thing is, I don't see how you just give up any given night the man could give you 30 points a game and Monta Ellis for a guy who's not even going to produce for you this year. For Milwaukee side, it gives them a backcourt that is extra dynamic. You take some pressure off of Brandon Jennings' shoulders. You get a legitimate scorer in there. We know that happened with the John Salmons experience that failed. Michael Redd, he was always hurt. I mean, they've had their problems in Milwaukee in terms of that 2-guard spot. It has not always panned out for these guys, but hey, maybe Monta Ellis will come in there, change the culture. Now, with Monta Ellis being shipped out, what does this do for the Orlando Magic? Now, last night the Magic beat the Miami Heat in overtime in what was a great game. Dwight Howard had a monster game, but he still sucked at free throws as he normally does. Now, Jameer Nelson stepped up his game as well in that game. But when I looked at the pregame, they talked with Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy said, "I don't give a damn if they fire me." That, you know, to me, that's like a smack in the face for the Magic organization to say, hey, we're going to give a player the opportunity to decide the fate of 2 high-ranking executives in this organization. Now, I personally don't think any player should be involved in front office decisions, let alone given the power to handle a front office situation. The reports have been denied. The DeVos family said, hey, that's not going to happen. We're not going to give any player any opportunity to do anything such as that. But after the win, Dwight Howard said he wants to finish the season out in Orlando. I don't care what Dwight Howard wants at this point. At this point in time, the Magic should do what's best in the best interest of the team. And moving forward for this year, yes, they may have an opportunity to make news happen. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, sure, you finish out this season with Dwight Howard. Let's say they get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs again, which I don't think will happen, but let's say it does happen. Then what happens? Dwight Howard, he say, okay, I'm out of here, I'm done, there's nothing else that you guys can do to persuade me to stay. If I'm the Magic organization, this is what I'm doing. I'm telling Dwight Howard, hey, we've tried, we made some good moves, we made some bad moves, we made some questionable moves, but the best move that we can make right now is to move on without you. Now, there are teams that are considering taking Dwight Howard for the rental. One of them was being the Golden State Warriors, but we've all seen what happened with that. So if I'm the Orlando Magic, I look at that deal on the table with the Houston Rockets that has been reported. They saying they'll take him for a year. I mean, there's so many different things that's going on with this that you really can't point a finger at one single solution to this. The one thing that I would say is that whether the Magic stand pat and keep him, I mean, everybody here in Orlando wants Dwight Howard to stay, because we all know that without Dwight Howard, the team is going to be absolute trash. But we have no backup center for Dwight Howard, so once he leaves, that'll be it. We won't have a high draft pick, so that means we're not going to get like one of these great big men coming out. There's a lot of things that are going on with this deal as it particularly pertains to the Orlando Magic, but there's just so many questions surrounding this team that you really don't know what to do with the team right now. I think that Dwight Howard will ultimately stay in the Magic uniform if they do trade him, or if they do bring somebody in, because Steven Jackson and Monta Ellis were the two guys out there that were to be had, and those two got swapped for each other. I'm pretty sure the Bucks are not going to trade Monta Ellis to Orlando for any of the assets that we have right now. So it'll be interesting to see. Another news to report in the NBA front, we see that the Bulls are going after Pau Gasol. Now, I don't know why you want to mess up such good chemistry that you have right now. Sure, Pau Gasol gives you a little more size over Carlos Boozer, and he gives you a little more versatility in terms of consistency of what he can bring on the offensive end, creativity from that spot. Another 7-footer, long guy. I think Pau Gasol will fit in great with the Chicago Bulls, but I think as it pertains to this current season as it stands right now, I don't think that'll be a wise move in the interest of the Bulls when you consider the chemistry that they got going along together, especially seeing how well that team is playing right now. I think they have the best record in all of the NBA right now. And to me, it seems like any move that gets made right now, with that there's only going to be 1 month left in the season, any major contender right now, I think it'd be best for them to just stand pat and do what they do best, which is absolutely nothing, and just keep winning as they are right now. NBA trade deadline is tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen. There are a lot of assumptions about what's going to happen. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I'm just as interested in seeing what's going to happen with the rest of these guys as you guys are. We'll see what happens. Van Gundy said, "I don't give a damn if you fire me, Van Gundy. You deserve better respect than that." I'd rather see Dwight Howard go than see Van Gundy go. We'll see what happens. Dwight Howard saga continues. Monta Ellis is in the Milwaukee Bucks uniform. What do you guys think is going to happen with this trade as it all goes down? Who do you think is going to be moved at the deadline? And will Pau Gasol end up in the Chicago Bulls uniform? I don't think he will. Let me know what you guys think. I'll hit y'all back. If you haven't watched it yet, I put up a tournament bracket preview. It's my previous video, as a matter of fact. You guys go check that out if you're into the NCAA college basketball thing. I fill out my bracket right there in front of you guys and let you guys know what I think. Let me know what you guys think. People have already called me crazy. I got Missouri winning it all. They're going to take it home. This is Larry Jenkins, Blazing Sports Support. I'll holler at y'all boys. Peace.